All right, folks. All right, episode 2. So, episode 1 was about applying the, in this case, it's Natura Safe Strip. And it was all about putting it on, getting it ready, and then letting it sit. So, it's now about 12 hours later. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be taking this paint off the boat. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. I'm going to show you what tools you need, and we're going to get right to it. So basically, you're going to need this because there's a lot of rivets on the bottom of the boat. So you're going to need to get around it with something, and using one of these two tools, which is basically just like a drywall tool. They're cheap. They're just plastic. You want them with good flex because you want to be able to get it and put a lot of pressure down on the boat to lift it up, but they don't scratch. So I prefer these over metal any day of the week. They do tend to wear. You can sort of see that one there is kind of quite worn. Big recommendation, sort of a hobby shop hot tip, don't use your wires. Big thing. They're not pleased about that, so yeah, just don't. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up the camera. It's going to be a little shaky here for a sec. I'm going to bring it over and hold it with one hand, and I'll show you how easy this stuff comes off. And oh yeah, you need a bucket or a container of some kind. My kid stole the one I normally use, so for this kind of thing. So I'm going to use this as a sort of an alternative, if you will. So don't mind the shake here. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to bring it over and try to get it focused on here. So you can see real close here. You can see it's kind of bubbled up. Haven't done anything to it, just left it all day. And I'm going to show you here. And basically, you just do that. And you can see how it comes off in great big gloops. I mean, it doesn't really get much easier than that, to be completely honest with you. Hope you can sort of follow along. I just sort of run it right along the whole boat. Go up to the next, let's go down one level here, because it's a little easier here to show you. And it literally comes off like that. There's a little bit of scraping, but man, oh man, this is so much easier than trying to sand a boat off, I'll tell you that much. And a lot cleaner. This stuff basically, I mean, it's just, I mean, as I said before, it really does sort of look like a phlegm ball, but in this case, a green phlegm ball. But you know what? I'll take green phlegm balls over a sanded, dusted shop or garage or hangar or whatever you want to call your place. But you sort of get the idea here. So now I'm using a fairly wide one here. That's why I have that narrower one. It tends to go between the rivets a lot better. But I hope you guys get the idea of how easy this is. Just in me talking. Now it isn't clean spotlessly here, and that's why I also go this way. And that sort of really just cleans it off. And then you just sort of scoop the goop. That's probably the best way to put it. Scoop the goop. And yeah, within no time, she's a full Monty here. Nice and shiny, nice and clean. And the nice part is to polish this up takes a fraction of the energy than it would if you had sanded it or used a polishing wheel. And I can't really comment, to be honest with you, on soda blasting, so I don't know what the result will be. But you know, in terms of how this turns out, I'll tell you, it's great. You can already sort of see a fairly decent shine on the bottom of the boat, on the hull. So just do that. And again, any area that you find that doesn't come off really nicely, like I know where areas where it tends to, like on any of the sides, you know, I always find I kind of put 2 coats on. Like up here doesn't come off all that great. It's you can see it's sticking more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a layer, another layer of the stuff tonight. I mean, let's be honest, it's $8. So, I mean, or what is it, $8.99. Like, you really honestly can't go wrong with it. I'm just going to put the camera back over here. Yeah, there's the wreath shot. It's a nice fall wreath there that, well, to be completely honest with you, keep forgetting that it's up there, and yeah, it's just kind of become a permanent fixture in the hobby shop here. Not exactly all that manually, excuse me, manly, but well, what can you do? It's there. It's a garage. So there you go. In about all of 5 minutes, I've stripped. Not perfectly, and I'll spend the next 15 minutes sort of touching everything up here, but in about 15 minutes I'll have basically 3/4 of the hull done, and it's taken, I don't know, virtually no effort. It's pretty easy. So there you go, episode 2. Episode 3, we're going to be focusing on how to get the sides done, because they're a little trickier because the goop doesn't like to stay on it. So it sometimes takes 2 or even 3 applications of just sort of gooping it up and leaving it for 12 hours and really letting it try to bubble that paint up. But again, for the cost of the stuff, really you can't really go wrong. It's pretty bottom feeder stuff. So anyway guys, have a great night. Enjoy.